years later, after like putting in, I did put the intention out there. I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, but look at the power of an intention. So I just put the thought out there, like, man, it would be cool being there with him. Driving to work every day, going, damn, I wish I was with that guy, surfing. 2 years later, I'm actually there with him. And I made a lot happen to get from New Zealand to Miami. I made a lot happen. But if you notice something, at the end of that video, I said, watch what you wish for, because you guys might end up here. I said, you should leave a comment on that post, or watch what you wish for, because you might end up here with us too. You never know. Now, take a look at how, Phil, can you stand up and give us a wave, bro? Give us a what's up, and then run it down. We've only got a couple of minutes. So he's a lot like me, right? But the funny thing is a year after we took that video, like almost a year to date after we took that video, we're all biking down the street, Brian, me, and Phil. He's with us too, and now he's doing it because he put the intention out there that maybe I could do it too. Isn't that crazy? Since then, life has been absolutely crazy. When I turned up in Miami, I made a lot happen to get there. I didn't have the money to go. Brian put the offer out there to me, and he said, dude, if you go, I told him, I want to go to Central America and surf, because I just started in power, and I tried for 6 weeks and I hadn't had any success. I think I had the 15K formula, which it was at the time, and hadn't had any success. 6 weeks going hard, made nothing, but I said to Brian, dude, I'm going to do this, because I wanted this so bad. Dude, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come down into Central America in like March or April of next year. Okay, that was the date. And he goes, well, if you come to Miami in January, and this is in December, if you come to Miami in January, then I've got an offer you can't refuse. It'll change your life forever. This is what he said. He goes, come to Miami in January, and you can road trip down to Buchan3 with us, and you can surf. We can surf together, we can hang out. I looked at my computer when he said the measures, and I was like, because there was no way I could make it happen. There was no way I could make it happen. I had no money, and I started looking around the house for things to sell, like sleepers. I was renovating this house, and I sold the sleepers from the garden, sold on surfboards, done a lot of stuff to make it happen to get to Miami. But I actually got there, and I took this selfie when I arrived. I'm this little Kiwi in this massive world, and I was so shy. You ask anyone that was there with me, and they're like, you were just such a little shy guy, you were such a little runner, sat in the back, and I was excited, but I was scared to talk to everyone and things like that. But from there, it changed everything for me, because I saw all these people in the room, and they're all working online. Like, these guys are making it happen. You hear from all these speakers, and they're all making an income. Like, I really am. Like, sometimes I still have to pinch myself. I really am traveling around the world full time. I get to wake up when I want. I've just stepped into that lifestyle that I just imagined so long ago, but it was so far away. The truth is, it's like so close. It's like right there. Everything changed so quickly. I couldn't believe it. Since then, my life has been absolutely crazy. When I met these guys, I was like, oh my God, they're real. Like, these guys are actually real. I'm holding them and I'm standing there. I was like, yeah! We're instantly best bros, right? Now we're like family. It's absolutely crazy. Every time Harley sees me, she comes and gives me a massive hug. We are really like family. Like, I've absolutely created a family here, and these guys are like closer to my heart than anything. It's crazy how much my life has changed from this opportunity. And what's happened from me just taking one step that seemed like a crazy leap, but when I just stepped into it, it was all okay. It was a big step taking that leap off the cliff. And what happened, I want to share something else with you, because I know this is important. I was insecure when I first got started. I didn't want to tell anyone. I wasn't sure this would work. I didn't want to tell a soul until I could prove that it worked. Brian, and some of you might have heard this story, but Brian would have these weekly calls when I first got started. And Brian would he's like, why is this young Kiwi, so eager? What's he doing? And so he'd pull me out and he'd be like, Nathan, are you online? I'm like, damn it! Run, and I'd pick up the blanket off my bed, I'd shut the window, I'd stuff the blanket underneath my door, because I was living in a flat with flatmates. Stuff the blanket under the door, and then lean close to my computer, like, yeah mate, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, no, like, I'm real excited, yeah, I know, I'm doing really well and stuff like that. And so I was insecure. I didn't know whether I could make it work, but I just kept doing it. I was shy. So if you're insecure about family, what they're going to say, just do it anyway. You've got to go for it. When that belief changed, everything changed. Here I am, and these are just some of the travels. I went from Buchan3 to Buchan3. I made it to every event since then. So here I am in New Orleans, and I went to Panama City Beach, went to Mexico. Now this is the place where I first saw Brian standing there taking that video. Absolutely amazing. Couldn't believe it that, wow, I'm here standing on like the same, we're like on the roof next door, and he's like, that's where I shot the video. I'm like, you're joking. It's funny, it's crazy how much you can get it when you're just watching these videos. You could soon be stepping into this. Okay, now here I am, another event, Canada. Sorry, I just had to put up some travel photos just to show you guys, back in New Zealand. So I went back to New Zealand. This is an order that I travelled in last year. So since that year, then I went to Europe, done a full Euro trip. Absolutely changed my life, and it all happened, and then from Europe I flew back to America to make it to the next event before I flew back home to New Zealand for a few weeks, and then I came back up here again. It's just crazy what you can do when you truly open your mind to what's possible. Thank you.